Why did I move from England? Well, the obvious reason is because of Temple Beth Shalom, because this community is extraordinary. It's a wonderful, exciting, really unique, very special community. Not some community in some backwater. This is where it's at. This is where Judaism grows, develops. I profoundly believe that. And where we're growing and developing together. Of course, that's the main reason. But there is another reason, actually, a more environmental reason. I firmly believe that the fate of humanity depends on the United States of America. Depends on how environmental, how ecological this country can become. I believe that if this country can transform itself and its relationship with nature, then we have opportunities to develop humanity. And if it can't, if it is stuck in its same market system, if it's stuck in the same way that it operates in a very patriarchal, top-down way, if we continue business as usual, then I think we're in for real trouble. And so coming here is also a bit of a mission to see if we can transform this country. Last Shabbat, I gave a sermon for Earth Day. A challenging sermon, I think it's fair to say, which you can find on oursermondiscussion.boards.net. That's oursermondiscussion.boards.net, where I shared how Earth Day had been successful for the first 20 years, but then it became a victim of corporate greenwash. And over the 30 years that followed, I believe actually, in some sense, may have done more harm than good, because it encouraged us to just do a little bit, known as voluntarism. Just recycle and you'll save the planet. Turn off the lights and you'll save the planet. Whereas I believe that, in fact, entire social change needs to happen for us to save the planet, or particularly, not actually save the planet, but save humanity. Some people were very challenged by the sermon, said that's really depressing, because it all seems very bleak and it seems so distant and difficult. The task before us is so enormous. In some sense, I think of the words from Pirkei Avot, Lo alecha hamlecha ligmor, v'lo ata ben chorin lihibatel mimena. It's not your duty to finish the task, but neither are you free to desist from it. In other words, yes, the task of transforming our society is not only huge but urgent, but we aren't responsible for transforming all of society, just perhaps ourselves and those around us, which does include our synagogue. And I'm very excited to say that following the sermon, we're already starting real discussions about what does it mean for us to honestly respond to the urgent climate needs and environmental needs of our day. And so that's why it's also really exciting that this coming Sunday, we have a presentation. The presentation is by Dr. Terry Root. The presentation is called Climate Change is Disrupting Everything, but We Can Help Stop It. That's this coming Sunday at 3 o'clock here at Temple Beth Shalom. Who is Dr. Terry Root? We're very lucky to have Terry come here. Terry was a lead author, Dr. Root, I should say, was a lead author on the fourth assessment report of the Intergovernmental Panel for Climate Change that in 2007 was co-awarded the Nobel Peace Prize by Vice President Al Gore. Or with Vice President Al Gore. And Dr. Terry Root was also a lead author for the third assessment report in 2001 and a review editor for the fifth assessment report in 2014. These reports for over 20 years have been telling us what we need to do, but we've been really slow in doing it. We've been really slow in responding as a society. And how do we change the society? By changing ourselves, by changing those around us, by changing our community, by becoming a leader in this as opposed to a follower. And so we're really excited to have Dr. Terry Root come. That's this coming Sunday, April the 30th, 3 p.m. here. Climate change is disrupting everything, but we can help stop it. I really hope that you can join us for that. And of course, join us for everything else that's happening this weekend. We have Ezra's Bar Mitzvah ceremony tomorrow morning. We also have a Torah study before that on Jews and tattoos and how it's not as simple as you might think. And Sunday morning, we also have the Introduction to Reform Judaism course, where we're looking at how to create sacred moments and looking at 100 blessings a day. But we particularly invite you to join us for all of those, for Torah study, for Ezra's Bar Mitzvah ceremony, for our introduction to Reform Judaism, and for this presentation, Climate Change is Disrupting Everything, but We Can Help Stop It, by Dr. Terry Root, this coming Sunday, as well as everything else that's happening in our community that you can find in our e-digest. I really look forward to seeing you at some or all of these events, and I wish you Shabbat Shalom.